Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Vortie here, and I'm doing a video here on Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, but on the global version today. I've been flip-flopping a lot lately because I'm getting a lot more interest in the Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Japanese version. And the reason the Japanese version is a little bit more enlightening is right now, as you guys probably know, is there's a banner going on. If you do 11 summon, you will get a guaranteed 5-star. So if you're gonna re-roll, or if you ever wanted to re-roll, this is probably one of the better times to re-roll in that game. The early on stages are pretty easy for you to kind of rack up 5,000 lapis pretty quickly. So this is your chance to kind of go in there and try and get that 5,000 lapis and then pull on a banner you want. The way the banners work in the Japanese version is they're broken into 3 categories. You got the physical damage dealers, like the big bad boys, the ones that you probably want to get. But if you have those, or those don't interest you because maybe you pulled something else, then you got the magic casters, which I probably would personally avoid because even in the Japanese version, the magic casters are kind of, they're kind of taking the back seat still. And then the ones that are, again, like top tier kind of cats right there, you're looking at the support, and they have some really nice ones in there, like especially if you got your hands, if you, let's say, you had good party already, and then you got your hands on Ayaka, which is probably one of the best healers in the game by far, really easily. She's just a powerhouse. Having her would actually make your team even better. But I personally went and I did the physical banner. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go take a look at it. It is the Japanese one where I pulled for the 5-star. It's actually probably named something like JP version 5-star guaranteed pull physical, something like that. I don't know. I haven't finished compiling it yet, but it is been recorded, so you can take a look at that. Sure, yeah, Crash, why not? Sure, right in the intro, buddy. Useless sack of poo-poo. But yeah, anyway, so there's a few different things I want to talk about today. We had some news this morning. And as always, as you guys know, I normally wake up really early in the morning to kind of finish up any videos I have to and kind of get them ready for posting. It's been really slow for me this week because my house closing date is actually closing this Friday, which means as of Friday, I am scot-free. There is no more home, so I'll be full-time living here with my parents, and I don't have to go back to the other property, which is about 40 minutes away, and like keep cleaning. It's kind of what I've been doing every single day. I pretty much come home from work around 6 p.m. and then I rush up there, and then I clean and make sure I get everything ready and get all the stuff that we need to move out finalized, and then take it to the storage, and then I come home around like 11:30, 12, and then I record. That's kind of how this happens. So that's probably why you guys hear me like the last little while. I'm like yawning, or I'm only posting one video, and that's kind of what it is. And I just wanted to kind of bring that out there so you guys know it's not like it's gonna be a thing where I'm only doing one video. The one thing I kind of pride myself in is putting out more than one video so that there's always more content. And essentially that's kind of how it's going to be, but I will do a video specifically on that in the coming days, so you guys kind of know what's going on with that. So you'll kind of have it's going to be a set schedule, so you're going to know exactly when the video is coming and what style of video it'll be. Unless it's kind of like an update video, then that's going to be like a surprise, right? Okay, so the other part of this video, so we kind of talked about that. That's kind of like the update, letting you guys know what's happening, and there's going to be, I guess, a plan starting Monday. Alright, so we got some news here. So the first set of news that we ended up getting is the fact that there's going to be a maintenance. That's hooray! Yay! Good! Normally when maintenance comes for us, there's always something new being added, so there's no reason for us not to get excited. So the first part to kind of talk about, and this is some people have been already asking me, is like, alright, the Psycho Clown is coming around. Are you going to do a video? Hell yeah, I'm going to be doing a video. Are you kidding me? I love Kefka. He's such an interesting boss. And the fact that this mechanic of this boss is kind of interesting, it could take a spin for the worst very quickly. So essentially, just kind of quick overlook on him. He kind of just puts a random element, and he's weak to it. And he just switches it randomly, and it could just go whatever. So ideally there's a few different strategies. The strategy I'm going to use is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to save that for you guys to see exactly how I'm going to kill it. And because this event only lasts a little bit, I will actually do a different version of it and kind of explain the fight step by step what you can do. This fight is not very free to play player friendly. However, if you know the mechanics, you could probably just kind of cheese your way through it. And I'll kind of explain that during the event as well. So anyway, so it says here, the Psycho Clown is around, so you can challenge the powerful Kefka. He will become available right after the maintenance. So Thursday, the second the maintenance is over, you'll be able to actually fight him. So this is what he's going to look like. Come on, don't do this to me. So this is what he looks like. I like his socks. Absolutely scrumptious. So attacking him in his normal state yields little effect, which means he's literally like avoids like 99% physical damage, or any damage rather. He just doesn't take any damage. So it is best to attack him when his status has changed and he isn't paying attention. He uses various forms of black magic. Kupo, the elements to which he is weak frequently change Kupo. So this is one of the things that you kind of will know. You'll see over his head or whatever, it'll just kind of like a little message comes up or whatever. Depending how they do it on the global version, it'll let us know exactly what element it is. It's just like a debuff actually pops over his head. So right now, if you do Imperil, he's gonna get a little shield, and in the shield there's gonna be like a tornado, which means it's wind, right? There's gonna be like a little bit of ice, which is ice. You see a little thing of fire, it's fire. So when you see that, that is the element he's weak to. So you can go down and you pound him with some fire. One of the strategies I've seen in the Japanese version before is people bring Kefka. Sorry, not Kefka. I mean Exdeath, not Kefka, Exdeath, or any mage rather that has dual cast. And then when he is switching into these elements, as long as you have those elements covered, you make them attack, right? You do a little bit of damage, but you kind of have to pay attention. So if you have all the elements covered, then you can kind of keep chaining the elements whenever he's weak to it. Then you're not gonna have to wait for an element. The other way you can do it is you can stack your party with one element and just wait till he is weak to that element. So just to kind of give you guys a heads up, the cheesing of this event is very easy, and the cheesing that's going to be, it's going to be another Orlando cheese. Essentially what people are going to be doing is they're going to wait for him to turn his weakness to light, and then they're going to blow him up. Because he's going to take extra damage from light, you're going to have 1 or 2 Orlandos in there, it's just going to be a cheese fest, right? So that's probably the easiest way to beat him. So when I'm probably showing you the thing, it's probably going to be that route, right? That's kind of what everybody's going to be doing, just to beat him. But the fight is actually really fun, and I have a party pretty much made and ready to try this out. That's kind of why I wanted to level up Minfilia, to have her ready for those elements to kind of buff us and keep us buffed, and I'm going to make a free-to-play party to do it. So this is going to be one of my first videos where I will actually do a free-to-play version of this event, and I will try my best to make sure that I defeat it and make it as easily understandable for those guys who are in a situation like myself or many other people who have good 5-star units. So definitely stick around for that, and that's going to kind of be my introduction into doing other free-to-play videos, because I've told you guys I will be doing that. The only thing that's been holding me back is this kind of month that's been kind of crappy for me, because I have been moving and, you know, house and legal stuff and blah blah blah. But there's no more excuse, because it has to be closed by the 20th of April. I have no more excuses after that. I am free, so I will be devoting more time into producing better content for you guys, and especially guides and tutorials that can help you beat events that are a little bit more difficult. All right, so anyways, that's kind of how that's going. So for completing the event the first time, I don't know why they posted this twice back to back, but the initial completion here reward is a 5-star trust Moogle. So you beat him, you get a 5-star trust Moogle. Great. Should have been a 10% trust Moogle, but whatever. Then use an item, so just use a potion or anything during this fight, you'll get 10,000 fish. Defeating Kefka with a limit burst will give you light resistance plus 15%. This might seem to us right now like it's not very valuable. My advice is to make sure you try and pick this up before this event disappears. These kinds of things are going to become very prominent now. As the events go on, you're going to be getting 15% light resistance, you know, dark resistance and stuff like that. And those things are going to be very beneficial later on as the bosses become more elemental based. They, you know, hit you with normal attacks and they do hybrid damage, where they will do physical and, you know, light damage. It's a chance for you to kind of at least maybe put it on a healer and prevent yourself from getting smacked around silly, right? And then you got the big reward here, which is kind of interesting. I actually like the robe a lot. It is defense 40, magic and spirit 30, and then MP plus 20%. This is just a robe that's very nicely made for a support unit. It is nice for even like a magic dealer type of unit. There's other things that could be better, I suppose you can say, but magic and spirit is good. Magic will give you a little bit more damage, spirit will give you that resistance, right? And then for healing it will give you a little bit of a boost in healing, but the 20% MP is very big. I wouldn't put this on your healer if you do have Aiden's TM. Aiden's TM is the one that gives you refresh. The 20% MP is great. It's going to give you this big bubble of MP. But if you're healing intensively, that big bubble is just going to disappear. So it just means you're going to be 20%, you know, more empty, because you just keep eating your mana away. You're going to feel like you just have so much MP that you can just throw it around. The refresh is a little bit better. If you guys have watched my other videos, like when I did the Gilgamesh fight and stuff like that, my Refia really doesn't run out of MP at all. And when I put Aiden's TM on her as well, like she just doesn't even flicker. It literally stays full the whole time. because it's so overpowered how refresh works. So this still, I don't think this will still be a viable item for a healer. However, if you don't have Aiden's TM or you don't have any other TMs, this might still be a viable thing for your healer. But again, it can be used for magic casters and support units. I would personally put it on a support unit. I think this would be a lot better. Like, I would put something like this on Minfilia, because I think this kind of sums up exactly what she needs. She needs defense, she needs magic, she needs spirits, she needs MP, she can kind of do everything. And there's another unit that's going to come out a little bit later. It's from the Final Fantasy King's Glaive event. Her name is Crow. This would be a perfect item on Crow. I just can't remember if she can wear robes or not. I mean, I should know. I use her on my Japanese account. She was my main healer for the longest time, but she's like a mix of like a healer and a black mage and like a buffing and support unit. She's really badass, and if I had this for her, she would be very happy. So those are the rewards. It says here, enlist the help of Transtera and other memorable characters from Final Fantasy VI to defeat Kefka. That doesn't mean that these units give you bonus anything from him. They don't, you know, do more damage or anything. I think he still drops fish, so technically you do get a bonus fish, so don't misunderstand that part. I just mean, most people think like, oh, well, if you have these characters, you'll win for sure. Nah, I don't think so. They do have most of the elements covered. I think Terra and Transtera and Kefka can cast some magic on him that will do some damage, but the rest of these guys are just going to be pretty much irrelevant. So you want to build a party that has a standard party that has a good constructive setup. That meaning you should have a good tank, you should have a good healer, you should have a good support unit that can buff you to prevent you getting destroyed by the different magic spells that Kefka will have, and then on top of that, you're gonna want a nice physical damage dealer, or even anybody that can cast, you know, some sort of buffs with damage to them, because I don't think he can take any damage from physical. I can't remember, but you know what? We will tackle that together right after the maintenance, so stick around for that. All right. And as far as the news goes, I think that is it for the news. Oh no, I lied. There's more! See what I did there? I trickarooed you. So the next part of the story is coming out. It's coming out on Thursday the 27th. We're going to get Chapter 5 Mysidia, the second half. This is the exciting part that most of you are probably waiting for. You can read this on your own. I don't want to give any spoilers if you haven't caught up in the story yet. So what do we get? In this next part, sorry, we're going to be getting the next Esper. The next Esper, his name is Titan. Titan is here. Search throughout Mysidia to claim the power of Titan. His ability is called Gaia's Wrath. He does earth damage to all enemies, and we can awaken him to 2-star. So, I don't really know how useful he's going to be yet. I will take a look at it, like I've told you guys many times before, in my Japanese version account. I do not progress through the story farther than I am in Global, because I don't want to ruin anything for myself. But I am going to I'm going to kind of catch up to where my Global version is, so that they're kind of closer to each other, so that way I can just kind of pump out as they go along and kind of do it that way. So at least my characters can at least kind of compete with the new events. I mean, I'm not struggling or anything, but kind of compete. But yeah, so anyways, the great news is that Titan is going to be here. It's going to be really, really cool. I can't wait. So stick around for the new story as well as before. I will be making a video kind of progressing through the story. So you can definitely join me on that. I try and make it as goofy and as fun as possible. It's not always serious. If you're looking for serious content, this probably is not going to be the best channel for you. Because if you guys haven't noticed by now, I'm kind of goofy. I try to joke around a little bit and try to make light of like, you know, playing video games and stuff like that. Because that's the whole thing. I want to have fun. And if I'm having fun, more than likely you guys are going to be having fun too. So that's kind of how it's going to be. So I'm hoping you guys are enjoying yourselves watching the content and stuff like that. But like I said, going forward as of like Monday, there's going to be like a whole new thing going on with like set stuff. So we can actually follow through this time, because now I actually have time. Alright guys, so hopefully you guys are excited and psyched about this new update that's coming out on Thursday, because I know I am super excited about Titan. I really want to get it. I love Espers. It's one of my favorite things in Final Fantasy for sure. Espers or summons, as I like to call them, and chocobos, bro. Chocobos! Who doesn't love chocobos? But yeah, those are like my favorite things, so I love it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking around. If you are new to the channel and you do enjoy the content, consider hitting that subscribe button. Help a bro out, help me grow, and then definitely hit that like button for Titan, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for sticking around. This is Vortie, and I'm out of here. Peace.